Thank you, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Red Pill Phone Tap. Anthony is here with me today. Anthony, how has your day been going so far? Hopefully it's been a good one.
Oh, man, it's been perfect. How else will my day be? I'm here with my good friend, and we're going
Very good friends.
We're going to just, discuss
the realities of the world right now. Now,
Yeah.
we came out of a really strong conversation last week. Not a positive conversation. I'm going to tell you that right now. We were looking at some of the statistics of women in the workplace. And by the way, thank God. Jesus. It was like a madhouse before they finally got to the workplace and brought some feminine energy to a much needed feminine energy.
Well,
might add.
with women energy, it brings balance, right?
Yeah.
So you need masculine energy and feminine energy in the workplace. So
Yeah.
I think it's
Brought some higher IQ to the workplace as well.
And we don't like change. And anytime you change anything, people got problems with it. So
It's not a secret. It's not a secret. I mean, we see a lot of dumb male oaf energy in the workplace that we all have to put up with. And hold on a second, guilty.
yeah.
I mean, guilty. If I'm trying to disclude myself from being a little bit of a moron in the workplace, I mean, I've been there. Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad you learned from that though.
Well, I mean, you try to learn. You try to be a little bit more self-aware. Like, am I giving off some toxic masculinity in the workplace? How do I get better? How do I make women more comfortable in the workplace? I'm very deliberate about it.
Good.
I try to, when my office is on the second floor and I climb those stairs and I say, how can I be a positive influence to the women working around me today? But however, that doesn't matter, because what you and I observed is no matter what we try to do to make the workplace more positive for women, it seems like the people that own these companies are not paying them equal pay.
Yeah, that's sad. And they've had plenty of time to get that right.
Get it together.
Yeah.
Get it together. I mean, equal wages for equal pay. You were talking about in the pre-show. Shouldn't matter if you sit down or you stand up to pee. You should still pay me.
Yeah.
The same.
The same. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's that simple, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
what do we do? I mean,
I guess we gotta get our own company and do it right. And
for our listeners out there, can we get that trending on Twitter? By the way, it doesn't matter if we stand or sit to pee. You should still pay me. And then #equal. Shouldn't matter.
At all.
Shouldn't matter, man. This really isn't a real in-depth conversation, is it?
Nope. It's that simple.
It's about equality. And unfortunately, I mean, I've read on some websites here, women are getting paid pennies on the dollar compared to men doing the same jobs. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm seeing online. And some of our phenomenal, fantastic feminist websites that we have out there. And thank you for your good work out there, ladies. What do we do, Anthony? I mean, what do we do to have our voices heard that we need equal pay no matter if we sit or stand to pee?
I think we need to, first of all, let them know that this shit's not fair. And how would you expect equal work if you don't pay equally? So, yeah, I just wish it was equal pay across the board for everyone.
Yeah.
And then we don't have to worry about
Who is this affecting more? Who is this affecting more in the workplace when they're not getting paid equal more than single moms? I'm sorry. We talked about this last segment. I will not be saying simply single moms anymore. No more. On this show from now on, brave single mothers. Brave single mothers.
Well, that's what they are, because think about, they're out here alone, man.
A lot of people don't say this aloud, but children, and this is just known. Children, when it comes to rearing them, raising them, making them adult women, adult men, the sad truth is children only need their mother. Children only need their mother. That's all they need. All they need is the feminine love that comes from their mothers.
Think about it. The breast milk comes from the mother. When the child is when they talk about social, how the kid kind of learns how to be loved, it's because they're underneath the mother's arm and the breast, they get to smell her and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know where the man comes in until way later, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get
the man doesn't even know this baby for 9 months.
right. He's not carrying that baby around.
No.
I don't know why. I don't.
It's frustrating. No. I get where you're coming from. It's frustrating.
Women don't get enough credit, man. They just don't.
Jesus. I mean, you said it.
I just want to put that out there.
You said it. Yeah, in this world, when are people going to finally start giving women a little bit of credit? I mean, workplace, they don't get paid enough. Single moms are out here doing it all by themselves. And
you don't, and we don't understand why they're frustrated when they complain about us guys, and it's just one of those things that I wish we would start listening to a little bit more.
Anthony, you were in the Navy.
Yeah.
And one of the and if you guys haven't seen this movie, you'll have to explain to me why this movie did not win an Oscar, by the way, because it made me learn a lot about who I am as a man. And the name of that movie is G.I. Jane. Phenomenal movie about a brave woman who wants to break into the boys' club, wants to become a Navy SEAL. Because why not?
Well, how many women can actually do what she did?
Thank you.
I mean, the way they treated her, and she even they was treating her to the point where she wasn't even able to sleep in the same room as the men. And so, what did she do? She broke that barrier. She went and snuck in and slept on the floor. So She didn't even get a bed. So she was even sleeping in worse conditions than they were. So,
and it's sad. I mean, and it's not just the Navy SEALs.
But she proved men wrong. She proved that she could do it.
She and using the exact same standards.
Exactly.
Using the exact same standards, and that movie proves that whatever men can do,
so can women.
Not only can they do it
better,
women can do it better.
Because guess what? If she had to be the same standards, being where she was born with not the same muscle mass and dense of a man, and she had to be at the same standard, that means she was even doing it better than the men that she had to go against the same standard. So
how much harder did G.I. Jane have to work just to become a Navy SEAL? And the conclusion of that movie, and hey, spoiler alert, everybody. Spoiler alert. This is where we really learn. But finally, the Navy SEAL, the head instructor, he finally reaches this conclusion that it's never been women the whole time. It's the way men act around women. That is the problem.
Damn. Well, break it down for us. Shit.
I mean, take a second.
That was
that was a truth
shit.
bomb, wasn't it?
That was some deep shit right there.
That was some deep
you know what's
shit.
the problem, Wesley, with men is that we are just not acting the way our fathers and grandfathers acted.
We don't do it anymore, do we?
No, man.
We're here. We're playing video games.
We used to respect women back then. We used to pull out doors, bring flowers to the date.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever in your life, one time, and I want to send this out to all of our listeners. How many times in your life, and be honest, have you taken off your coat when a woman was trying to cross the street and there was a puddle right there? And fellas, don't say you haven't seen this. How many times have you taken off your coat and put it over that mud puddle so that woman could walk across without getting her very, very expensive shoes, which is what something men expect from women, right?
Yep.
We expect them to be uncomfortable all day long wearing those heels.
Yeah. Just because.
But have you ever put down your coat over a puddle?
Yeah, I'm guilty.
To preserve those heels? No.
I'm guilty of not doing that, man.
I've never done it in my life.
Yeah.
And it's because men, we haven't been taught how to be men.
Damn.
We haven't been taught how to be men. We're not really men anymore. And it's not, Anthony, you would think our government would be front and center on this, right? And guys, if you guys can, if you guys have an opportunity, there is a fantastic website, and it's called feministing.com. And I think that's I think that might be a take on women getting fisted. I think that might be. Well, it's not funny because that's kind of how they're taking life, you know? And if you get to feministing.com, you'll see that a lot of workplaces, we're not talking about just women working in construction or something else. There's a great article titled How the Senate's Structure Upholds White Male Dominance and How Women in the Senate Don't Even Feel Comfortable in the Workplace. You know, we finally, Anthony, the Senate, that's our government, so they have to be paid the same.
I want to apologize for my outburst earlier.
Well, I mean, I feel like feministing.com is trying to bring us some good information. And I don't want to say your laughing was mansplaining the title of their entire website.
Well, it's my immaturity, Wesley. I just want to apologize for that.
Men aren't taught to be mature anymore, are they?
No. It reminds me of a part, man, where, when we dating, we don't even start off as our best, you know. And I think you
got to bring your best from day one.
If you bring your best, I think you could get the woman's best. You know, it only makes sense. Like, you do your best, and then
women will give you their best. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you. Just. Anthony, if you had some advice to give to our listeners, what's a first date look like? All right, Jesus, let me back way up.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Let me back way up. If you do everything right, and a woman is like, okay, I'm going to award you with my time.
Okay.
And a woman's time is very valuable. They're doing a lot of stuff, Anthony.
Look,
most of the time women are splitting atoms. They're usually curing cancer, and they're going to take time off to spend time with you. What does a first date look like?
They're teaching our kids. They're mostly nurses in the field. Yeah. So, when they do take time, look, I'm honored to be in their presence. And I like
as well you should be, mister.
I am. And I like to show it by bringing flowers. Typically, when I know where they're coming from, Anthony, on the date, I want to...
So our listeners are not confused.
Uh-huh.
What do? You stop on the way to the date, on the roadside, and pick the flowers? Like, what are you doing there with the flowers?
Well, that would be cheap of me. I like to bring the receipt with me to let them know that these were bought, and I didn't take them from a funeral home. And so, what I also like to do is before we go inside the building where we're going on this date, it's a pretty nice building. Make sure that it's expensive.
Yeah.
And then I'll get the flowers. I'll take a flower petal off one of the flowers, and I'll make sure that she's walking on flowers before we get into the building.
Oh, my God.
That's how you bring honor to a woman, let her know that
What's
you
wrong with
appreciate
honor?
her. Nothing, you know?
Some of you could learn a little bit from what Anthony's saying. This is why women have given up, guys. Have you ever heard a woman say, and this is what breaks my heart. This is what breaks my heart right here. And guys, listen up. Have you ever heard a woman exclaim, like where she's just kind of given up and she's like, chivalry is dead? That makes me sad.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Because, guys, sex can wait. Okay?
All right. I'm glad you brought that up first. You know, when you get hired at Ford Motor Company, Anthony, they give you a trial hire. You need to work there for 90 days. 90 days before they say, okay, you're an employee here now. You have to earn it. Now, to be a man in a woman's life,
why should that be any different?
Exactly. I can't figure it out. Explain to me how it's different, Anthony.
I don't know, man. Guys just kind of want to get hired.
You can wait for sex. You don't need no sex. You don't need that shit.
If it's all about sex, then why even go on a date? Just go get you a prostitute.
No shit. And I'm sorry, fellas. Y'all need to hear this. Y'all need to hear this.
So you're going to treat a girl that you say you like a prostitute by expecting sex just because you bought dinner? Come on, guys.
Ask yourself that. Look in the mirror, guys. Look in the mirror. Ask yourself this question. These are truth bombs, aren't they?
Like Hiroshima.
Yeah. And by the way, no offense to any women that live in Japan. That's not what we're trying to do here.
Again, I want to apologize for my insensitivity because I just tend to not think outside of myself a lot, and I want to stop that and to make sure that I'm sensitive to all women.
Yeah.
Because not all women will be able to understand that comment and not be offended. So please forgive anything that I said that offended you.
Yeah. I was reading a great article on the marysue.com. And kind of hitting on that. You know, and it kind of made me aware, like, I've been walking around life for a while now, and this is not a proud moment. Get ready, guys. This is not good what I'm about to say. But here I am, out here in the world, trying to really figure out, what do we do to help women in the workplace? What do we do to make the Senate comfortable for women? And I realized that while I was doing that, sorry, I'm getting a little emotional.
Don't cry, Wesley.
But here I am out here when I'm trying to solve these problems. Here I am mansplaining the whole thing.
Typical masculine masculinity. What? I don't even know how to say it.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah, I don't.
Is what it is, and let's just call it what it is, man.
I don't know. I'm not that, so I don't know how to say it. So I kind of get tongue tied when.
Well, we try not to be it.
Yeah,
but we're Jesus. It's in our blood, man. We're men.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know.
Facts.
You have to deal with your own. You have to deal with your own shit first, Anthony. We were talking about it in the pre-show. Do I need to complain about what what someone else's yard looks like, what someone else's front porch
Nope.
looks like?
Nope. Sweep around your own front porch, Wesley, before you go try to fix somebody else. I mean, you're the man. Fix the man shit before you try to tell what women should do, okay? I think that's how you should handle that. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little passionate because I know women have been taking the brunt of our shit for so long that I got to fix that somehow, man.
Dude, let it out.
I'm
Let it
trying.
out, man. Let it out, dude. Because somebody out there needs to hear it.
It's not fair, man. Just trying to say it's not fair.
Somebody out there needs to hear it. And that emotion, Anthony, there is nothing wrong with that emotion. Because I'm here to tell you guys, I'm sorry, some of you men out here aren't ready to hear this. If you're a real man, you have no problem crying in front of people. I'm going to repeat that for our audience. If you're a real man, you should have no problem crying in front of people. And if you can't, you're not a real man. And I'm here to tell you. Is that too much for him, Anthony?
No, they should be able to take this with listening ears, a warm heart, and soul.
One of the things that I've kind of come to realize, is there's an obvious double standard out there. If you and I go and sleep with a bunch of women, we're studs, aren't we? We'll be celebrated. We'll be celebrated, won't we?
I'm not quite able to do that. That's a little beyond.
I'm just saying hypothetically if we did. That's not what we're going to do because
I'm a real man, Wesley.
Yeah, we respect women.
Yes, thank you. I respect women's bodies enough to where I don't sleep with them unless I'm in a significant relationship that is about us honoring the time we spend together as a couple that's trying to build something together.
Sorry, a lot of guys need to hear this. Once you go on one date with a woman, you're a couple now. You should not be dating multiple women at the same time. Do we need to repeat that for the audience? I was trying to have a dramatic pause there, but let me make sure they understand. You should not be dating multiple women at the same time. Once you ask a woman out on a date,
that's pretty much marriage.
That's a commitment. I mean, how is she ever going to see you as a husband if you can't be one immediately? Now, I would not say the same thing for women because women have to get this out of their system. And if you guys have an opportunity, go to bitchmedia.org. It's a great website for women. And they have a great article called Get Your Freak On. And it's called Hoe Tales Reclaims the Erotic. And it talks about women getting this out of their system because they need to. Hoe Tales is spelled Heaux space Tales. Hoe Tales. So it's not hotel or motel.
Oh,
Holiday Inn.
And I bet a woman wrote this. That sounds very smart.
You would be correct. That's from Shauna Shipley Gates. And, of course, Shauna's married to Mr. Gates. But she's not, I'm sorry, to Mr. Shipley. But she's not going to lose her last name, Gates, because guess what, guys? Write this down. Women are not your property.
Facts, bro.
Women are not your property. You know, confession.
Hey, that's what we're about on this show.
Are we in a safe place? Are we in a safe place?
That's what we're about the Red Pill phone towel.
This is keeping it real, right? We're just trying to keep it real. Shauna Shipley Gates, phenomenal writer for bitchmedia.org. I'm not going to lie to you. And like I said, this is confession time, man. We should do more of this on this show. I'm a little intimidated by her.
You should. I know why.
When you write like this,
Let's
just go ahead and give her own website right now. Strongwoman.com.
Facts.
Shauna Shipley Gates. Beautiful woman, by the way. Beautiful woman. I can't say enough good things about her writing. When I say beautiful woman, can we just admire her for her writing? And not just, hey, this is somebody for us to gawk at. But I tell you, her writing, and not her physical beauty, by the way, makes me wish I could date her or someone of this caliber.
Trust me, man. That's what I thought you was talking about, man. Because that's how I view women as a whole. Just beautiful. I don't care how they look. Being a woman is being beautiful.
Yeah, we brought up a picture of Shauna Shipley Gates. Very short hair, which I like.
Nice. Hey, that shows strength. I'm out here. I can have short hair and still be feminine.
I'm not defined. My womanness is not defined by your man standards. Okay?
You know who made the short hair beautiful? Remember? Halle Berry.
Well, hold on. I would have a better answer for you. You know who made the short hair beautiful?
What?
Women.
Oh, facts. Facts.
Sorry, guys, if you can't handle that.
Nia Long had short hair. Beautiful. You know who did the short hair? When she had long hair, she was pretty, but when she cut her hair all the way off, Miley Cyrus. That's called
100.
That's called being strong, independent, and being able to go outside the boxes. And men can't define her beauty, and she can come out and be naked on a wrecking ball. And so she just wrecked the boxes that men try to put her in, and she was still beautiful.
Dude, if you want to be on, if you want full honesty from me, my favorite Britney Spears was head shaved Britney Spears.
Of course.
To me, that's when she was at her most beautiful. Prove me wrong. Change my mind, fellas.
You see, I'm silent over here.
Change my mind, fellas. Oh my God, Anthony. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to change subjects. Have you seen the trailer for the new Equalizer TV show?
No, The Equalizer. Is it at a movie or a TV show?
It's an amazing show. Now, what they've done, which is what they should have done a long time ago. This used to be a show about a man who would come in where there's like gaps in the law, and he would come in and he would equalize.
Okay.
What's really fair? Like a woman gets raped, but she's raped by a rich guy, and she falls through the cracks of the system. And Denzel Washington, I believe, did 2 movies on this. There was a show in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, about the Equalizer. But what they should have done a long time ago, because in society, who are the true equalizers of society?
Women.
Thank you. And this is a role where the equalizer's got to do a lot of physical, like beating people up and fighting them and things like that.
Yeah.
Who's best at fighting? Women. You ever heard of Amanda Nunes? You ever heard of Ronda Rousey?
You ever tried to win an argument with a woman?
Excuse me. Good take. They'll get you every time, won't they?
Every time.
Every single time. But they bring in, Anthony, Queen Latifah. Very physical woman. And by the way, beautiful woman, too. Queen Latifah. She's in amazing shape. It's very believable that she could just beat up men. They finally went to the right actor in this role, and it's I can't wait to watch it.
Man, I'm gonna have to put that in my can't wait to watch list.
Hello, can't wait to watch it. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of. I appreciate that the Equalizer's coming out. I at least appreciate it. Thank you, Queen Latifah, for taking on this role. I appreciate it, but there's a lot of men out there that don't appreciate women, and I'm sorry, I got to call them out, man.
As we should, and that's why we're here. This is why the show exists. This is what we try to do to help men and women understand.
Women are not understood, Anthony. There's not enough media coverage. There's not enough media general that are siding with women. It just seems like they're fighting an uphill battle from the moment they're born. Everybody's so, excuse my language, everyone is so fucking critical of women. No matter where you turn. No matter where you turn.
They never get a fair shake.
They don't ever get a fair shake. Jesus,
it's
thank
like
you
they're
for saying
always behind the 8 ball. And we expect so much out of them, man. We want them to look pretty. We want them to.
This is why you ever heard these guys that are like complaining, like, how come men always have to pay for the dates? And motherfucker, do you know what it takes for a woman to get ready for a date? Do you know how much MAC makeup costs? Do you know how much heels cost?
Red bottom heels.
Do you know how much all that shit costs?
What about designer purse to match with the outfit and the earrings?
Oh, I'm sorry, fellas. You spent $120 on this. Well, you should have spent more. But you spent $120 on all this, on this whole date.
Do you understand? $120 on a bottle, man.
Jesus
what are
Christ.
you talking about?
Women are spending like $375 on new outfits, makeup, shoes. Fellas, and I hate to use an old term, but you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. God, man. Some of y'all need to appreciate, in my opinion, the greatest gift that we have on this planet. In a word, women.
Wow.
That was a powerful take.
That was a very passionate take. I love that you was able to kind of bring your feminine energy into that and balance it out with your masculine.
I embrace my feminine energy, man. I embrace it.
See,
because I feel like that
why.
I've got two energies inside me. Masculine and feminine. Okay?
Yeah.
I already know the masculine part.
I'm glad you're comfortable enough to admit that and okay to put it out there like that. That's
well, I'm here to tell you. No women have ever started wars.
Facts. Men always starting wars over women. Figure that out.
Figure that out. Yeah. Anthony, do you know when I finally made a breakthrough?
When was that?
Give me a sec. Sorry.
Oh, it sounds like this hit you in the heart, man. I can't wait.
It's okay to be emotional. But when this finally...
I support your emotion.
Well, shit, man. That means a lot. Thank you. This finally hit me that I had a negative view, that I was mansplaining, that I had all this toxic masculinity inside. And I'm glad that I got rid of it, man. Thank fucking God. But I finally was able to turn a corner because I realized where all the anger that I had inside, all the critiques and criticisms that I had for the other gender. Let me not say other gender. Let me say woman and be proud to say woman.
Okay.
But I realized all the critiques, all the angst and the anger in my life, it all originated from one place, man.
Wesley, Who hurt you?
Well, none of that shit was true.
Man, listen, bro. That shit was hard to get through.
How many times did you break out laughing?
Oh man,
We had to like get away from the microphone. To people that think that we couldn't have a podcast of telling people, I'm sorry, let me be more specific, telling women what they want to hear, we just proved you wrong. I mean, we were able to pull that off, kind of deadpan, kind of with a straight face.
Oh man, I damn near lost it a few times.
I know that I was making you laugh with the names of the feminist websites.
Oh my gosh, I'm over here sweating. This shit was hard to do, bruh.
We kept that going for over 30 minutes.
Wow.
And what's weird is I've never observed that's how much bullshit is out in the fucking feminine universe, man. We were able to keep that going for 30 minutes. And what's weird is we're going to get some people listening to that first 30 minutes and going, oh, I love this show.
We can actually.
This is the greatest show I've ever heard.
We can actually post this live on Facebook, Instagram, all the shit. We won't get banned because
yeah, except for that Disney, intro.
Yeah, they gon'.
Yeah, I mean that was such a perfect intro.
Yeah, it is
coming in because this is what women want. They want that Disney. Nobody's feelings are hurt. Yeah, this is what they want to nerf the world up to. Oh, mansplaining.
Women's rights.
Feministing.com.
Boy, that one got me, bro. Oh, I was not ready for that one. When you said feministing, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I think it's women is getting fisted. What the fuck? Oh, man.
I think what women are referring to is the act of being fisted, like being screwed over, while being feminists.
Being feministed. Oh my gosh, bro!
That's a real website,
and I know it is because I was looking at it first. I thought you was making this shit up, and then I saw the fucking website up there. I was like, no way that exists. That shit exists.
Feministing.
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh, yeah. That is crazy. I didn't know how long we was going to be able to go through this shit. I really didn't. I didn't know how long it was going to happen, but it went more than I thought. I was like, wow, this is the shit that if we just put knee pads on to continue worshiping women, and look at her in a power stance.
Yeah, we're talking about our girl, Shauna Shipley Gates. There is nothing that says I'm a fucking cunt like not taking your husband's last name. Just I want to punch him in the balls. Well, every time my name is uttered by a fucking human being.
Well, first of all,
it just punches my husband in the balls.
Is she an author of books, like making millions, and she can just make money off of telling hotels?
Yeah, hotels. Just
I was upset for her husband because women don't think about this either. You represent your man. And if another man can come to me and show me you've been out here in these streets being a hoe out here, that he takes a social hit that's such a negative hit. How do you recover in that aspect amongst your peers. Don't let his boss or his man or anybody above him see it. And then his own friends get to see you naked and probably sexual acts that you probably didn't get to do with her.
It's weird to me, too. And by the way, everybody, for the sake of this segment, I think we were originally going to name this segment Reality is Offensive. But I think a more appropriate title for this is Reality's Hard. It's a tough world we're living in. And
this is no bullshit for both men and women.
Yes,
it is
yes,
hard.
Man. Yeah, and by the way, we had a little fun with all your fucking bullshit that you fucking talk, ladies. But yeah, Anthony's right. Life is tough for women too. But ladies, what you're fucking not thinking about, because you don't think about much else other than yourself, men have been doing this for so long. Women are ruled by the patriarchy. Guess who fucking else is ruled by the patriarchy, bitch? Men.
Yeah.
We don't have a fucking secret handshake and have secret meetings and meet at a fucking club where we all diabolically plan to hold women down.
What's the difference between a woman that is on the streets homeless versus a man on the street homeless?
I think it's in the 90th percentile, if I'm not mistaken.
And
no problem. We can Google this live.
Are there men only homeless shelters or women only health?
No, there are women only shelters.
Yes. That's the difference. These are and who built this? What did women build the homeless shelters with their weak hands?
No.
Did they with their small shoulders? And no, y'all didn't do that. Men built these shelters. Men built this system that we all live in. This economy.
That's okay to repeat, by the way. Men built this system that you benefit from. But all you want to do, a lot of you ladies, not all women, a lot of you will not give men the credit of like building this society. We were listening to, I don't know why I can't keep this man's name in my brain.
Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels. Jesus, everybody go out and listen to his material. It's amazing. Kevin Samuels is, I want to give him a lot of credit, Anthony. He is really good at trying to reach across the aisle to women. And I appreciate that.
Well, the only reason that he gets enough of the responses that he does is because he's definitely a man that a woman can respect from afar, right? Not having to dealt with him at all in person and realize who he is. Because women tend to put men in categories, and when they can see a man that's well off and a man that knows how to show that he's well off without saying he's well off, right? Women flock to that very quickly, right?
One of the things that he says that
and
I
the
love,
cheese on the chap is, how can you get one of me, right?
Oh, God, because he's very, very well-to-do.
Yeah.
One of the things that he says that I love is people are not throwaway.
Humans.
They're not throwaway.
That's what we tend to forget when we talk about men and women.
But Anthony, I love Donald Trump. You don't understand. I love Donald Trump. So people that don't love Donald Trump, I wish they would all die.
Yeah. That's how polarized we are as a society, man.
One of my friends went to, and you know this friend very well. One of my friends went to a country club in Pecan Grove here in Houston, Texas. There's a gentleman there, and we literally have avoided watching the NFL playoffs this year because of this guy. He came and he said, and by the way, guys, we're not taking any political sides on this show. Anthony and I follow politics, looking and being critical of all parties, okay? So don't send us your emails on
them. And they're
okay?
both shit.
And they're both shit. They're both sewer rats. They both, anyways. But there was a gentleman at this country club, Anthony, and he says, "Are you Republican or Democrat?" When he first met somebody. This is his opening line. "Are you Republican or Democrat?" I don't really root for either one. Good, because I think all Democrats should be shot between the eyes.
The fuck?
This is what an American is saying about another American. This is, in America right now, people think that other humans are just throwaway. That's what people really think. If you don't agree with me politically, you're just throwaway. I don't ever want anybody on this show to get a misnomer because we're critical of women and the dating world of 2021. Fellas, I don't want you to ever get the misnomer that we think women are throwaway. It's not what we're saying here. Women uniquely, and I'm not joking when I say this, women uniquely have an amazing feminine energy that, and there's certain situations in the world where that feminine energy is the most amazing shit on this whole fucking planet. There's just certain scenarios when you see a woman giving birth to a child. There are things that women do better than men. Now, women don't know what they are. Otherwise, they wouldn't make television shows with Queen Latifah beating up dudes. Because, sorry to tell you guys, women can't beat up dudes.
Yeah.
Let me repeat that, because there's not all women to this. Women can't beat up dudes. Not making this up. Tanya Edinger worked out at my MMA gym. She fought for the UFC world fucking title. She didn't win, but she still fought for the world fucking heavyweight title in UFC, the biggest MMA organization on the whole planet. Biggest of all time. Every dude, even beginners in that gym, could beat her up. Am I dogging on Tanya Edinger?
No.
No. I think women's sports are fucking awesome.
Yep.
I watch Women's World Cup every time it comes on. I love Olympic volleyball with women's.
We are on record of saying that it is more enjoyable to watch women's soccer, women's volleyball, and in my opinion, I like women's tennis than I do more than men's tennis.
Put me on record for that too. Now, specifically when I say women's soccer, I think men's soccer is more entertaining. But when it comes to
American
U.S. World Cup soccer,
yeah,
I'd rather watch the women's U.S. team than the men's.
Thank you for correcting
that.
Yeah.
But women's tennis to me is far more entertaining than men's tennis because men serve too fast. Mm-hmm. Women can it's like they serve like the perfect range to start volleying and shit like that. This is how we really feel about shit. This isn't us kissing ass, because I don't think we'd ever be accused on this show of kissing women's ass.
Yeah, we don't have to.
Yeah. But it's just one of those things. Reality's hard, ladies. Reality's hard.
For everybody.
For everybody. And it's just like, y'all just got to the workplace pretty recently. After what, Anthony? The invention of the tampon? Kind of made it possible for them to go to work. You couldn't really do it before the invention of the tampon.
Yeah. I don't know when that was created.
Let's look it up. By the way, the percentage of homeless men is lower than I thought. It's only 70%.
Okay. What year is that from?
Oh, and hold on. 29. This is such a bad statistic. See, why do y'all fucking do this? 70. This is such a skewed statistic. 70% of individuals experiencing homelessness in America are men, of whom 49% are unsheltered. 29% of the individuals experiencing homelessness in America are women, of whom 45% are unsheltered. Motherfucker, if you have shelter, you're not fucking homeless.
Right.
the fuck out of here. And I'm sorry to our friends at endhomelessness.org. You did not give us a good.
Well, what's shelter? What do they define shelter as, though?
Yeah, a bridge, a homeless shelter. Be more specific. 70% is still a very
high number.
Very high number.
That's 7 out of 10 people
that are homeless.
7 out of the 10 people that are homeless are men. That's high,
dude.
Why is that okay? And
because people think that they're throwaway. People think that men are fucking disposable. And guys, gals, we gotta fucking get to this. When we talk about reality being hard, it is hard for me to entertain any of this feminist shit when men are clearly disposable by society. It's hard for me to even get to your message when men are clearly so fucking disposable. Do you think war veterans, Anthony, do they get the best health care in this country?
No.
Not at fucking all. Is the VA a place where rich people go to have procedures done?
No.
Well, then how come we're treating our veterans like that? What is the percentage of injured veterans that are men? Jesus Christ, that's got to be in the 90th percentile.
Oh, it's just not women. Not enough women are even into.
The tampon was not invented until 1931. Ladies, y'all have not even been in the workplace for a fucking century.
Yeah.
And y'all think y'all got all the fucking answers. You think, even though you started way after men did, you think you're just as good as men. You got it all figured out. And that sounds pretty fucking impossible, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Ladies. Why don't y'all calm the fuck down with all the rhetoric that we began this program with, right? It just sounds like a lot of Yas Queens, high-fiving and word salad and all this other stuff.
I got to address the Discord for a second because they were quite confused.
So the Red Pill Phone Tap has a Discord. If you guys want to email us at redpillphonetap@gmail.com. If you want to get entry into our live Facebook group or our Discord group where you can talk with us live, off page, off podcast, that's available to you. Just email us at redpillphonetap@gmail.com. But we had some comments in there, Anthony.
Yeah, man. They some of my loyal listeners, man, and friends of ours offline, right, was saying some people will listen to this and not get it. It's going to go over their heads. And then somebody was
"This is the best episode they've had so far."
And then someone else said, "Y'all gonna have to explain yourselves."
If you guys are watching the Disney Plus show WandaVision, I think that was like our version of WandaVision. Like, we came out not explaining what any of this is.
Figure this shit out. Figure it out.
You didn't know what any of this was. Like, why the fuck is this like a 1950s? What the fuck is going on, man?
What has happened to the Red Pill Phone?
You're just like, but I'm serious. That's what that bullshit sounds like to us, doesn't it?
Yo, man, it's
until
and you notice what we did. We didn't go into a lot of depth with it. Guess what? Because it's all surface level bullshit. It don't go into any depth.
We're just up there trying to get likes, aren't we?
Water hosing information so you can't take it in. It's and talk about it. It's more conversation, more words, more claims, and more pushback. Just everything that we hear, and we didn't touch everything.
Well, let's go down the list briefly, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Single moms are brave is one of the bullet points that we hit. And it just sounds good. As you famously always say, the Church of Sound Good, right? Single moms are brave. Why are they brave? Why?
They, well, you said single mom, so they were brave to leave the man they had a baby with and try to do this shit by themselves. That's brave as fuck.
Okay, so let's dissect that for a second. That's surface level shit, just like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it brave to take your child and cut the parenting in half?
In half, yeah.
Why is that brave?
Because
you weren't happy, right, ladies?
Mm.
You weren't happy. Now,
is that the child's fault?
Well, Kevin Samuels?
Yes.
Yes, Kevin Samuels pointed this out. I don't want to take credit for it. But he pointed out in the Bible, if some of you are religious, it doesn't matter if you're religious or not, this is still a great story. When a woman goes and steals a baby.
Oh,
from another woman. Yes.
Yeah,
it's
King
a great,
Solomon.
It's a great Bible story. A woman goes and steals another baby from a woman because her baby died.
Mm-hmm.
So she creeps into her crib, steals the baby in the middle of the night because her baby that she just gave birth to died. That both women come before King Solomon and they're like, "That's my kid." Like, no, this is my kid. This is my kid. And they both plead their cases. King Solomon, in his wisdom, he decides, you know what? Hey, guard, pull your sword out. Cut the baby in half and give half to each woman. And immediately, the woman says, no, just give it to her. Just give it to her. And King Solomon in his wisdom goes, that's the mom.
Yep.
That's the mom. I'd rather give up my kid and have it be alive and be in with someone other than myself as long as it gets to be alive and thrive. Single moms, the world is telling you you're brave. I think you're a coward because a lot of you need to give these kids to their dad because they're more equipped, especially if you have little boys, they're more equipped to turn these boys into men than you are. You're a fucking female. You have no idea how to teach a boy how to be a man, and I'm sorry. It's just truth.
And on the other side of that, you're trying to bring a man into that kid's life that's not the father of that kid, and that man don't want that kid. Trust me, that man wants his own kids.
And if a man wants that kid, it's probably not a good man to have in the kid's life.
I mean, it's
kind of like the person that wants to be president really bad. That's probably not the guy you want to be president.
Right.
The guy who would just absolutely hate to take the job, probably the best guy for the job. Because he's taking it a lot more seriously. Single moms are brave on the surface. But beneath the surface, they're cowards because they want to keep the kid for one reason and one reason only. And go ahead and send me your emails so I can ignore them. They want to be able to get that monthly check.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
Is that
truth bomb's not going to fly over well?
It is sputtering. It's smoke coming out of the engine.
Anthony, give me one of yours on your bullet points.
Oh, man. What was it? Oh, women don't get enough credit.
Yeah. Ladies, guess what? Men don't get enough credit either. Welcome to the party.
Welcome to reality.
Jesus fucking Christ. Reality is hard, isn't it, ladies?
Oh, it is.
Y'all been fucking cooped up in a house all before 1931, before the invention of the tampon. Y'all been cooped up inside, and now you get to come out into the workforce and understand, wow, some people in the workforce get, I don't know, screwed over and no credit.
Yeah, or paid little.
Oh. Welcome to the party, ladies.
Well, and this is not the Oprah Winfrey, how the household mom should get, if you break down her jobs at the house, that she's a 6-figure employee based on everything she has to do at home.
Go ahead and break that down And then we'll break down what a fucking IT worker that's on a contract up in Seattle goes through and doesn't get any benefits whatsoever. They keep him like 30 minutes under the 40-hour work week just so they don't have to pay him benefits. They keep him on a contract. They keep him on a temporary contract, and the length of that temporary contract is forever.
Right. Right.
You're temporarily contracted here forever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just people lobbying in Congress just to screw over workers in the workplace that are women and men.
Right.
Welcome to the party, ladies.
This is
welcome.
Welcome to the capitalistic system of America.
Welcome, ladies. You're acting like this is only happening to you. My next bullet point. I'm intimidated by strong women. Ladies, no, we're not. Women that consider themselves strong, let's pull this out onto the fucking carpet right now. You women that call yourselves strong, you're assholes. When women say that they're strong, this means I'm a woman who's bragging that I'm a fucking asshole.
That sounds smelly.
You're ladies, those of you that call yourself strong, you're dicks. And I'm using terms that we give men that are dicks and assholes and just fucking people we don't want to fucking be around.
Okay.
So that we're not using the feminine terms as like bitch, cunt, shit like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to drive home to you ladies. Men who act like assholes, men who act like dicks, they don't have a lot of friends.
Oh, that's facts. All day. But they don't
complain
complain about it. They don't complain about it, though.
No. They prefer to be alone because only Trump understands me, or only Biden understands me, and these people don't have, what does Kevin Samuels call it? They don't have big networks.
Yeah.
So, ladies, you don't have big networks of men that want to commit to you. Plain and simple. All you ladies that call yourself strong, look in the mirror. You're an asshole. You're not just an asshole. Most of you ladies that call yourself strong, you're fucking assholes. You suck. What's your next bullet point, Anthony?
Man.
I love this podcast. Boy, I'm passionate right now.
Wesley coming with the thunder. Shit. Oh, man. I had said, I think men need to start accepting the fact that we have not been the men our fathers and grandfathers were.
Yeah. Men can't be like their fathers and grandfathers anymore because you're different, ladies.
Man, trust me.
Our fathers and grandfathers, they could marry bitches that were virgins.
Oh.
These fucking women our grandfathers married, they didn't have a fucking OnlyFans, bitch.
You know what? You know what happened to the religion of Islam? It went. You know why the religion is dwindling? Because ain't enough 72 virgins to get in heaven. Because you hoes is out here passing this shit around like hotcakes. You nasty bitches. I'm joking.
No, it was like last time I went to McDonald's, they were like, do you want to supersize that meal? No, I'm good. But would you like to super duper size that meal? I'm like, what is that? It's a large fry, an extra large drink, and you get a hoe.
What shit?
What are you talking about? No, just some random bitch comes out to your car and gives you a blowjob. That's how many hoes are out here. It's just that easy.
You can get them at Mickey D's. Goddamn, boy.
Damn it. What a strong marketing campaign for McDonald's. Man.
Hey, we know COVID is out here, so we try to do something.
Be safe, everybody. When she gives you a blowjob, make sure she has a mask on. Careful out there at McDonald's, fellas.
Oh, my gosh. I love this podcast.
My next bullet point. Anthony, I'm starting to think that I might be sexist. Yeah. I'm just sexist. Whenever I criticize women, let's ignore the criticism and let's just call that person sexist, right? You just hate women. That's the other one. No, he hates women. He hates women. I can't say Captain Marvel is a well-written movie. The actress is just... I'm sorry, let me use women's terms when I say this. Brie Larson, acting as Captain Marvel in the movie Captain Marvel, she's very strong.
The character.
Dude, that character is a dick. And my wife looked over at me every time she just did something. And I'm not talking about being a dick. It was kind of like the character Biff in Back to the Future, where Biff is just like, "Hey Biff, will you pass me the ketchup?" And he throws it at your face. Like, Biff, that was unnecessary. What? Why would you? Just an unnecessary dick. And that's who Brie Larson plays in Captain Marvel. That being said, the movie's well written. It's just that Brie Larson's character, Captain Marvel, is just unnecessarily a dick at times. And you're like, are we just teaching women and little girls that are watching this shit, hey, be a dick? That's the...
So, even... I didn't watch this movie. It had a lot of bad reviews. And, you know, I heard that they had... I think the best part of the movie that I heard that was on a universal level was the cat. I'd never seen the movie, so I don't know what that was. But
well, if that's the best part, don't worry. That means the bar is very low. The cat is not. No, man.
Okay.
I mean, it's fresh on my mind. I just watched it today.
Okay.
Because in WandaVision, Monica Rambeau, the character from Captain Marvel, becomes a major character in WandaVision. My wife is like, well, let me go check this Captain Marvel movie out. But she kept looking at me every time. There was just like, wow, why'd she have to be a fucking dick right there? You know, like, God damn.
Was she that way outside the character as well?
Yes.
Yes. I think that was part of the downfall of the movie because it was big in the MGTOW circles. When that movie came out, MGTOW guys was all over that shit. And they were like, I can't even enjoy my favorite movie watching the Marvel series because this bitch has come out and just shitting on men for no apparent reason.
So what they did is an interesting trick. Let's be specific because people are going to hit us up in our chat and in our email box. They're going to say this is one of the biggest Marvel movies that's ever come out. But they did a little trick on us. At the end of the biggest Marvel movie ever, which was Avengers Infinity War, Nick Fury pages Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why you went to go see it.
That's why we all went to go see it. We're like, oh, well, we need to know what's up. And then you didn't need to watch that movie at all.
Wow.
To watch the next one.
I didn't, and I enjoyed the next one, and I didn't feel like I missed anything.
You didn't miss a damn thing, dude. And I can already hear this message. Y'all just don't like women, strong women in leads. Nope. I mean, I'm going to go down a list of movies, Anthony.
You talking about G.I. Jane?
G.I. Jane. You don't like strong female leads. That's why you're making fun of G.I. Jane. Anthony, I'm going to go down a list of movies with strong female leads.
Okay.
All right. Alien?
Loved that movie.
Alien 2?
Loved it.
Alien 3?
Loved it.
Alien 4?
Loved it.
That's weird. Anthony, you guys run this podcast. You think... So you're okay with Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Underworld?
Hell yeah.
Underworld 2?
Yep.
Underworld 3?
It was okay.
Underworld 4? Was Underworld 3 the one that didn't have the main actress?
Yeah.
So that was why you didn't like it? Because it didn't have that one actress in it.
Looking for them blue eyes,
look
baby.
at that. Look at that. Oh, my God.
What's the woman?
Do you like Scarlet Witch as a character?
Hell yeah.
Do you like do you like Black Widow?
Yes.
Yes. I mean,
what about that movie when when the world ended and all these it was all these monsters and she was replicated in this computer, but she what was the name of that movie?
Replicated in a computer. Oh. Now who? The person that plays who?
I can't remember her name, and I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was they had this corporation that was.
Oh, dude, you're talking about Resident Evil.
Resident fucking Evil.
Love all those movies.
Hell yeah, she was badass, kicking ass.
Dude, Mia Jovovich is one of my favorite action stars. Another great movie that I love, Ultraviolet. I don't have to prove anything to you, but you can see our organic reactions to these movies. We don't fucking hate female leads, man. That's not how we're rolling out. But you have to have good movies, and you can't just sit there and fucking beat up on men like a punching bag.
Halloween.
Jamie Lee Curtis, by the way, good pull. Good pull. You talk about a strong female lead. But there were times, let's use Sigourney Weaver as an example. Mm-hmm. There were times where Sigourney Weaver's character did get treated shitty by a guy, and she kind of like was like, hey, had her, kind of punchback moment. But the way it was written, it made sense. It wasn't just a bunch of fucking weird Back to the Future Biff characters, right?
Yeah.
Just being a dick for no reason, dude. Like, dude, that was the biggest criticism in the new Wonder Woman movie. Wonder Woman movie Part 1,
good.
Fucking dope. Second Wonder Woman movie, oh my God, this fucking thing made no sense. It was terrible. They took that actor from The Mandalorian and made him look like a fucking moron. Made it look like he didn't know how to act. Oh my God, it was just a fucking nightmare. And one of the scenes in the movie, Anthony, just this weird turn every guy into Biff. Hey, sweetie. Hey, can I get your phone number? No, leave me alone. Hey, what are you doing over here, honey? I just want to be left alone. Hey, honey. Hey, Toots, come on over here. Yeah, every guy turned into fucking Rodney Dangerfield from Caddyshack all of a sudden. All men were just reduced to this fucking stupid Biff trope just for the story to work for a moment. Just to fucking punch men in the fucking balls for a minute.
Well, Wesley, those men do exist, okay? So
They do. Those men are also very insecure, ladies.
And those aren't the men that you choose to be with if you're choosing men.
No, but
and
it is the men they choose to make examples of when they want to do this feminist bullshit that they do.
Well, yeah, they pick the worst of the men to make an example of all men. And the thing is, ladies, when we do mention women, we're talking about the majority of you, because there's very little of you that rest in your feminine energy and you lead with your feminine energy. There's a lot of women that just lead in masculine energy, and what masculine energy tells other people in their way to do is get out of the way. So when you approach us with masculine energy, that's what we do. We get out the fucking way. And you don't understand it, but it's not the energy that we're looking for to be with if you say you want to do something long term.
And women have this campaign going on, this propaganda campaign going on all the fucking time. And it has one goal: make life easy as fuck for women, get rewarded for doing nothing. I mean, and to be fair to women for a second, we live in a society where men have to become, and I'm using Rollo Tomasi's words, I don't want to take credit for this, but we live in a world where men have to become, and women just are. They're celebrated just for existing with a vagina between their legs, no matter what they do. Failed at marriage and had a kid, single moms are the salt of the earth, greatest thing on fucking planet Earth.
Ask Derek Jackson.
Yeah. Now,
he even pulled for over 40 plus women and said they're the best women on the dating market. Yeah. So take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. But we're going to have a lot of pushback on that. But Wesley, my mother's a single mom. Yeah, because single mom's a pandemic, man.
Yeah. So was mine.
You think we're in a pandemic with coronavirus?
And I would have been a lot better with a dad in the house. Mentally.
Every kid. Now, and by the way, the opposite is also true. If you were raised by a single dad, you would have benefited from having a woman there.
Facts.
Guys, when you're raising kids, they need to have feminine and masculine energy in the house to what? Teach them how to have a successful relationship.
Yep.
How you Kids will never listen to what you say.
Watch what you do.
They'll always watch what you do.
Facts. The thing is about relationships when we talk about building families and how when this village mentality where your family, your side of the family comes and her side of the family comes and they all raise this kid together. And that's why you want both together, because you got all the help from both sides of the family. How many times you leave your man and you lose that side of the family?
Yeah. By the way, Anthony, I never even thought of that before. Good take.
You
don't just lose one person. You lose that whole person's family, dude. A lot of times, especially all you single moms that wanted to be Miss Independent and move 5 states away from the dad.
On purpose.
On purpose.
I found a job out there.
Okay. Yeah. Let's leave all my child's resources behind, so Kelly Clarkson can go 5 states over and start over as Miss Independent. Come on, man. That's not good for that kid. When we brought up that Bible story earlier,
mm-hmm.
You need to be the woman that's like, no. I'll give up my kid. Just don't cut it in half. No, I'm going to stay here in Oklahoma. Even though I got this dope job elsewhere, just please don't let my child be without a father. Should be the way you roll out, ladies. That's a real brave single mom.
You know what else happens when you separate from the guy and the family of that guy? Let's say he is acting a whole fucked up fool, right? Who best to get him back in line than his own fucking family?
Oh, 100. What a good take, man. What a good take. Because listen, this podcast is not about like men are perfect either.
No.
That is thank you, Anthony. Your reaction was so perfect. Like, we've never said that shit here.
No.
Men aren't perfect either, man. But when you got a kid on the planet, and I'm not even suggesting you put them first. Never said that on this podcast.
No. Kids
don't come first. Your spouse does.
Always.
100%.
And that's how it should be. And people just don't understand that, man. And the way people kind of put their kids in front of them,
you're not teaching your kids the right way to have relationships, man.
That's so cowardice to blame your kids for your shit.
But what gets rewarded on social media, Anthony? I put my kids first. Congratulations.
That was your job in the first place.
But when you meet a man who now becomes leader of the family, now the man comes first. And the man puts everybody first.
Exactly.
Because when a man is happy, he tries to make everybody happy. These are the facts. But we can't talk. The first part of this podcast, all that bullshit we were talking about, that's the kind of shit everybody wants to talk about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's all. I mean, it's so frustrating.
Does it
that
make
we
me
can't talk about the facts that help children not become a statistic, man? It's so frustrating.
When we take things into perspective, when we put away our feelings and what makes us feel good about us, when we take that shit away and we just speak straight facts, what makes sense for everyone and not just you? Because think about it, there is a reason both of you guys are not together. And a lot of times, it's for some mystical fantasy world that somebody says does exist, and you wouldn't believe it and drank all that Kool-Aid. And then when you got out here, you was like, I can't find none of that shit.
But I left this other situation.
Well, apparently that situation was horrible as fuck to the point where you had to leave and go find something else. But then you didn't find something else because you know why? You're not the same woman you were when you met that other guy. Because now you're bringing his kids with you. And now you're trying to say, hey, I got some kids, but you need to take your single life and you need to, or your resources, and put them on my kids. And women, don't try to say that you don't expect this guy to put any resources into your kid, because that's a fucking lie.
Don't. Ladies, you know part of the strategy of leaving your baby's father
is to get another man.
Is to get another man so that you can double dip. You can get child support. And ladies, stop. I know what you're doing right now. I know what you're doing. Stop. Be honest with yourself. There's nobody else in the room with you right now. Be honest with yourself. And that's the first step. Be honest with yourself. Hey, man, maybe you fucked up this one kid. You don't have to fuck up the next one. You can still spit out some more. But Wesley, I love your show. Thank you for helping guys have a deliberate approach to life. But Wesley, you talk all this shit about single moms. My mom's a single mom. I love her. Good on you. I'm glad you and your mom have a great relationship. Guys and gals, we can't continue on this track. I know. This is a bridge to nowhere. This glorifying single moms, acting like, and we talked about this in the pre-show. When a guy has a single mom and he's successful, that's all the single moms. She gets all the credit for that.
Yeah.
If a single mom has a kid that turns out to be someone who does violent crime and ends up in prison, it's because a man wasn't there.
Yep. All of a sudden.
No, ladies. We have a pandemic of single moms, and we have to eventually say something, right?
Yeah.
We have to eventually say something. It is not news to anybody that it is Jesus Christ. I was reading a book, Anthony, when I had a daughter. Like, what is the greatest thing you can do to ensure your child is successful? And I'm thinking, like, should we play while the child's in the womb? Do I put a speaker on the belly, play music?
Yeah.
Do I need to expose her to math at an early age? Blah, blah, blah. Dude, the overwhelming statistic of children being successful is having two parents.
Wow.
You and I beat the odds. You and I beat the odds.
Well, it took us a while.
And we had to go out and find some deliberate knowledge on our own.
Yeah.
We had to work on ourselves.
Yeah.
And it was a journey.
Yes, it was.
And thankfully we did it together, and now we have a podcast where we can help people do that too. But it is an overwhelming statistic that when you have two parents, and go figure, right? Go figure. When you have two people doing the job of two people versus one person doing the job of two people, go figure that the kids fucking turn out. I mean, Jesus Christ, guys, when are we going to start talking about this kind of stuff?
Well, this is why women say it's hard to raise kids by themselves.
Oh, word.
No shit.
Word.
It's
hard to raise a kid with two people.
Right. It wasn't intended to be for you to do this shit alone. Okay?
But you want to leave him, get child support, and find a better dude.
Oh, interesting that you can get a better dude than the dude you had a baby with.
You already wanted to have a baby with this motherfucker.
He was good enough to have a baby with, but not a good enough man to live with forever? To help your kid? Make sure your kid is good?
I was young.
And stupid.
Now you're old.
And stupid.
Yeah.
Hey, the mentality of it is, you think you can... What can...
Reality is hard.
Can you do... Let me ask you a question, Wesley. When you've become more wise in your later years, obviously, if you could do it again, you would have been able to make some better choices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Now that you exist today, do the bad choices you made, do they make you a better person because you learn from them? Or did they affect you down the road to where now there's some damage that happened because of those mistakes?
Both.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't.
Nobody gets out of this alive.
Nobody.
When you make a mistake, nobody gets out unscathed. We've talked about this on the program many times.
Yep.
Hey, Wesley, you're a former MMA fighter. if a bar brawl breaks out, you'll be a good guy to have around. No, I'm the worst guy to have around. Because I know how dangerous fighting is.
Yep. And
I know how terribly unpredictable is the perfect word, Anthony. And I also know that unpredictability can involve people breaking bottles.
Yep.
People get killed in fights, brother.
You're not on a floor mat.
Yeah, I'm leaving that bar.
Right.
I'm leaving that bar because I have been in a lot of fights in sport. Well, and outside of sport a few times. But in sport, I understood. I won fights where I couldn't go train fighting after it because of all the collateral fucking damage you get in that fight. You don't get out unscathed. And when you make mistakes in life, yes, you learn from them and you do become smarter. Yes. Mm-hmm. But you're right. You take damage when you make mistakes. So it's very important to not make mistakes. It's very important. You don't know when the fuck it's going to affect you down the road.
And it's very important to make as few mistakes.
Yes.
As possible. So don't go out trying to fix your mistakes and end up making another damn mistake because you still ain't learned. It is more important for that kid to grow up around both parents than it is for you to go get your wop passed out.
And Anthony, you just made me organically think of something at the same time. Men and women are making mistakes all the time, right?
All the time.
And then sometimes you're coming out, you're beat up from a really bad mistake. It could be a bad career decision. It could be you got a gambling addiction for a while, or you drinking too much alcohol. When you have two parents for a child or children, one parent can be going through a fucking storm in their own personal life.
Yeah.
But the other one can be healthy.
Yeah.
And then it can switch. But at least you got one healthy person at the wheel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because I'm going to tell you, man, being just when I was younger, man, there was certain things that I didn't think would happen to me because things that kind of played this certain pattern. And then when that pattern broke, wow, bro, if I was in a position where that pattern had broken earlier in my life, I don't know how I would have been able to respond to it. Because I don't know, because it probably would have made me think that, well, this can't happen for me again because I tried to do it this way and look what happened. Luckily, I had developed a pattern before then to know that I can be successful in different ways. Things don't always play out the way you think, but when they don't, there's always another way to still succeed, right? And what you end up learning is there's a way to respond to the things that happen to you versus just letting shit happen to you. Because some people aren't strong enough to say, you know what, this shit's happened to me and I don't know how to deal with it. And you got a partner that's like, hey, I've seen you be successful. I've had you in my corner tell me, hey, man, don't feel like that. You're one of the smartest guys I fucking know. You do this, you do that, you did that.
Don't forget who you are.
So get back out there. And like I had to hear something like that because,
but people can like give you bullshit, right?
Yeah, but I knew that wasn't bullshit.
But when you have that person that you trust, like a spouse,
yeah,
and they're like, no. Hey, man, look at me. Seriously. You're one of the smartest people I know. Dude, you're going to get through this. And we got kids.
Right.
We got to do this. I'll give you a perfect example. And I wrote this down. My parents, they're a fucking train wreck, dude. But one of the things that they do well is if they get an animal as a pet, they're committed to it. Their whole life. And my parents never sat down and taught me like, hey, don't just fucking willy-nilly go buy a dog, man. This is a fucking 12-year fucking commitment here. Like, don't willy-nilly. But as a child, we always had dogs. And again, I wasn't listening to what my parents said, but I was watching what the fuck they do. And I was watching it, and I'm like, God damn, these motherfuckers live a long time. Just watching it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
This is quite a commitment. And just now I get to watch as a child, and this is what we talked about in a segment, a couple segments ago on this program. We were talking about women that don't know how to be wives because they never saw a wife in their life.
Man.
So now they need to seek information like, what does a good wife
Preach on
look
it,
like?
bro.
You know what I
Preach.
mean? So watching my parents and their commitment to pets, whenever I get a pet to this day, and we're a big dog household, but I go into it like very carefully because this is a big commitment. Dogs are not a fucking picnic, dude. Sometimes they shit and piss in your house.
Yeah.
God damn, now they got fucking fleas. I got to spray my yard for fleas. I mean, there's a lot of shit that goes down. It's a huge, huge commitment. But there's some motherfuckers that don't do that. They go get a dog, and you'll see him 12 months ago with a new Chihuahua or some shit, and all of a sudden the fucking dog's not around anymore. And you're just like, oh, they were never taught. This is a huge, huge commitment. And we're talking about pets, guys. How in the fuck, when you're pregnant with a child, do you not understand? I need this father in this fucking child's life.
It's a 50 to 60 year commitment before you pass off yourself.
Right. So, Wesley, what you're saying is you got to stay together for the kids? Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want you to have a completely toxic environment. And by the way, that's everybody's responsibility, isn't it?
Yep.
Ladies, you can't fucking make a whole kind of toxic environment and make the dude want to leave.
Our society says, look, if we got fucked up people that can't handle kids, we got to have a system to set up so that these kids can be taken care of. The society,
Because it's that
is that
important.
fucking important.
There's laws in place for this shit. There's laws in place because at one time there was an epidemic of men just fucking bailing on kids.
Yep.
We've heard that story. Guys go out for cigarettes, never come back.
Never come back. Get me some milk. Never come back.
But the hero worship that children have over their own parents, and to just fucking double dip, ladies. I want to be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Could you have made it work?
Yes.
But you didn't fucking want to do it because it didn't help you.
Yep. It was too hard.
He cheated on me.
You don't understand.
He cheated on me. I have a friend who cheated on his wife. And now that I've sat down and I've really analyzed this, and he cheated, he didn't just cheat on his wife, he cheated with the wife's best friend. So she lost best friend and lost trust for her husband. And because of the children, because she so didn't want her children to go without their father on a day-to-day basis. Fuck this co-parenting, by the way. Get the fuck out of get the fuck out of our chat with this co-parenting shit. Because it's not natural and it's not fucking cool, so stop. Okay? But I have so much respect for this woman because she's like, I don't want my kids to be without their father. That single moms are brave. Single moms are so strong. Single moms are, pat them on the head, everybody. But that woman right there is brave. That woman right there put herself aside, forced herself to make her marriage work because she doesn't want her kids to be without her father. I dare you to tell me that's not brave.
And these aren't small kids. I mean,
yeah,
they got some time before they leave the house.
Yeah,
So-
these children that we're talking about are not even teenagers yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't like, oh, she can bide her time. No. She forced her way to make this marriage work. Forced herself.
Yeah.
Forced herself. That
Brave.
to me is what everybody says about single moms. That shit right there. That shit is how I feel. Can we just real quick have a sentiment like, yeah, thank you. To to me, when you are glamorizing single moms, they already feel comfortable walking out the door before they even fucking decide to walk out the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Anthony, I have to ask you this because we're going to have listeners think of this because this is such a polarizing topic. What if we get the? Yeah, but my dad left. He ain't shit. What if we get that?
You know what?
Have you talked to your fucking dad?
No.
He hasn't. He just took their mom's point of view.
Yeah, that's typically how that works.
Because they love their mothers. It's not because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Children love their mothers, and that's the way it should be, right?
The thing is, man, when women explain things, they explain them with emotion. And when they explain with emotion, and guess
they
what?
lie. And they also lie.
I'm about to say, they shifted to where they were the victim, right? It's very rare and the thing is, I know women gonna say, I don't lie to my kid. I don't lie to my kid. I tell my kid the truth.
I want to make this extreme, though. Have you ever heard a woman say this? You know what? Your dad left. Totally on me. It's my fault.
Never. Never.
And I just want to throw cold water on it, Anthony, because
maybe after some counseling, and then I heard a show on Kevin Samuel's show, and I told you about this where he damn near caused me to tear up because he convinced a woman to go back to her husband and apologize for leaving him and taking his kid away and not trying to work it out with. And she said that's what she's gonna do because he's coming back. He's came back and he was like, "Look, I'm not gonna live somewhere where I'm not gonna not live where I'm paying rent for. I'm coming home." He was coming home. She was like, "Well, she's trying to leave and trying to figure a way out how to go somewhere else and find another man." And he convinced her to say, "Hey, you know what? You trying to leave a situation that you don't even deserve to have." And he was able to convince her and talk her out of her own bullshit. Because these women, I'm gonna tell you, man.
By the way, what did she think she deserved to have? Because I haven't heard it. Like,
well,
what did she...
anybody that's calling him, because like I told you, his show is predicated on he's a higher value man that can teach women how to get a man like him. Right?
He's a millionaire.
Yeah. So, he convinced her. It's like, look, you don't even deserve the man you left. He still want to be with you, and you're steady trying to push him off and make him some kind of monster that he's not because you convinced yourself.
Already got a kid with him. And you convinced yourself that you deserve better. Why? I'm waiting.
Yes. Make that your story. Well, because they need a story to tell. Because these are damsels in distress. They're looking for a hero. And they got to give the best damsel in distress story on these dates. And, he wasn't up to par. He wasn't a real man. Well, what does a real man make? Are you one? To know what one is,
because you don't make that kind of money.
And where's your dad? Where is your dad in this? Where's your dad saying about this? Where is your dad when you was dating this guy when you decided to let him shoot up the club raw?
Wait, time out. Where was her dad?
I have no fucking idea.
So she doesn't have any idea.
I don't.
She never had a father.
I have no idea.
He is so wise, dude. Jesus Christ, guys! If y'all have not checked out his shit, Anthony just introduced me to his work, and it's amazing. So much wisdom.
Yeah.
And one of the first things he says is like, "What did you ask your father?" He is so big with women and men, finding people to lead them. There's no reason you have to reinvent the wheel.
No,
everybody.
No, just align it.
Yeah, you can go to if you have a relationship with your parents where you can just go and be like, "Hey, Jesus, I'm having trouble with this." in America, we're just so quick to dismiss our parents, aren't we? Oh, Dad! Man, shut up, Dad! I mean, every fucking show you see, they paint the father as a fucking moron. Right? You know what? The Equalizer with Denzel and this one dude. Let's get Queen Latifah in there. Because single moms are brave. You know, there's a lot of wisdom to be had if you just let men be men. And I'm talking to you, society.
Yeah.
It's okay for men to be wise. We were talking about in the we were going off having some amazing coffee, by the way. My wife got us some coffee from a client of hers from Brazil, who went to Brazil. But we were talking about how wise men can get from watching movies that are like showing men like controversial shit. And the one we brought up was Crimson Tide. Gene Hackman, Denzel Washington.
Great fucking movie.
Great fucking movie. And I'm sure it's near and dear to your heart because it's a Navy movie. Mm-hmm. And your prior service Navy. Both men were right, weren't they? Both men were right. And what do you do here? And we were pointing out that the movie was only made to be amazing and pass wisdom to men because there were no fucking women in it. Because the minute you insert a woman into the fucking movie... By the way, question for you, Anthony. Are women allowed on subs?
No.
Women do not go on submarines in the U.S. Navy? No. Okay. I did not know that until now. But there's no women in the fucking movie to slow things the fuck down. Right? There's no women to slow... So we get to exchange a lot of ideas across multi-levels on people on this submarine. If you guys haven't checked out this movie, it's fucking phenomenal. Because what do you do when both men are right? And what's at stake? Nuclear war. Well, if you guys haven't seen that movie, you're welcome. Crimson Tide. It's so good. But when you have just male environments, you're allowed to fucking exchange all this information because you don't have to get bogged down on people getting offended. And Gene Hackman says some offensive shit. And what's so cool about the movie, like racial shit, because Denzel Washington is the XO, Gene is the captain of the boat. And what I thought was so fucking cool about the movie, because they had this one scene where they were talking about they both love horses. And they were talking about, was it the Opelousas? I can't remember the horse that's born white and then it becomes black. Oh. And they talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it's born, and he talks about my favorite horse is it an Arabian? I can't remember. Sorry, guys. I don't know horses. But it's this horse that's born white and it becomes black. And you would have just thought, fuck Gene Hackman's character. Let's throw him away for the rest of the movie. Into the movie, and I won't tell you guys what happens, but at the end of the movie, these guys shake hands. Because they both know they were fucking right, and they were in one of the weirdest situations. They were in uncharted waters. Literally. Literally.
I want to point out a scenario where LeBron James and everybody either loves or hate him. No one's in the middle. Berated one of his teammates, Mario Chambers. Chambers, yeah. Chambers. Always weird that L in that
That's
name.
like Jose Aldo. It's like, is your name not Jose? Anyways.
And they got a heated exchange. And they went back on, before they got back on the court, he pulled them back to him and said, "Hey man, that was my fault. I apologize. Let's do this."
Really?
Now, he's the leader of the team. One of the greatest basketball players to ever live.
100%.
So
you can't deny that.
Yeah. So to be in this status that he is in, being the leader of any team that he's been on, no matter how storied the franchise, always was the alpha male on the team. To be able to go to one of his teammates and say, "Hey, my fault. Shouldn't have did that. Well, let's do this." Bruh, like, if women can take that type of energy and be okay with...
Huge light bulb moment I'm having right now. Yeah.
If they can see shit like this and see men be able to do this with each other, and then look at how if you break this contentious gender war bullshit that society keeps fucking blowing up in our face.
Such a good take.
And you just say, you know what? Fuck trying to be the one that's right. Let's just be right together. No matter who has to apologize, no matter who has to fucking suck it up, no matter who has to be like, yeah, that was my fuck up. Let's just do this shit together. Especially when you got fucking kids, man.
Because we're in a situation on this planet. And you know what you're saying right now. It's not just a good idea. We're in a situation on this planet where this is the way things have to be. We can't have children without women. We can't have families without men. Let me repeat what I just said. We can't have families without men leading them. You can't, dude. It doesn't teach. We get broken women. We get broken men out of these situations. The single mom pandemic is 1,000 times worse than the coronavirus, polio, and smallpox pandemic combined. You just end up with a society that's lost. Girls don't know what kind of men to date because there's not one around. Boys don't know how to be men because they've never seen one. Serious. And now all these boys and girls go date each other and continue this fucking cycle.
Yeah.
So let's stop. And I'm sorry, guys. Reality is hard. Reality is offensive. But if we're going to get better, we got to stop saying single moms are brave. Single moms are dope. Single moms are awesome. Moms are all children need. We got to stop, guys.
And if you blew up the cub inside a girl, you got to be responsible, man. And I know for one, a lot of times, man, it is hard to deal with that fucking attitude. The thing is, we got to vet these women before we shoot up the club.
Yep.
You got to. You don't know what you're getting into, man. It's not, how long does a male orgasm last?
And how long does a human live after it's born?
Man, weigh that shit, bro. Is it worth it with the wrong one? Weigh that shit out, bro, and do better, pick better, and don't allow these women.
And I was talking about picking up a puppy earlier. Well, hold on. Let me look at this motherfucker. This is a 12-year commitment. Hold on.
Now you're talking about something 5 to 6 times as longer.
Hold on. Have you guys had this puppy's hips x-rayed? Because hip dysplasia in dogs, that's
expensive surgery.
That's a fucking $5,000 surgery.
Yeah.
And then the dog's never right.
No.
And I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Handicap ass dog.
Maybe I won't get this breed of
Right.
puppy because
Right.
hip dysplasia is super common in them. Yeah, let me sit down on the internet and research this shit. Most of you motherfuckers are not doing this when you're dating women.
Nope.
Let me see how this bitch acts when I do this. Let me ask her if she has a good relationship with her father. Never met your father. It's not a game ender, but I need to now look out for some different shit.
Well, yeah, because you even if his father wasn't there, yeah, what kind of male role models did she have in her life, right?
Right.
Because, like we said, single mothers is a fucking pandemic, and so what kind of role models did she have? Do she have a positive outlook on any man in her life, right? So if she's never found any man in her life to be positive, wow.
What's your single mom's opinion on men? guess what? You probably have at least a little bit of a similar opinion because you love your mother, don't you?
Yeah.
That was one of the things we had in the beginning of the show. Men are dogs. All they want is sex.
Yeah.
I should have waited 90 days before I slept with this woman. Listen, fellas, this is another one. You have to stop feeling guilty because you want to put your penis in vaginas. And I said that plural.
Right.
I said that plural.
Because that's what it is.
You know that, be honest with yourself, fellas, unless you're just a desperate, what do we call it? What do we call it when a guy is just stuck on one vagina because he'll never think he can
Pussy
get
whip?
No, not pussy whipped. He has a scarcity mindset.
Oh, scarcity mindset. Okay, never mind. I thought you was talking about
if you're being honest with yourself and you're not in this extreme scarcity mindset, you know the minute you sleep with Jennifer Lopez, you would still love to go sleep with Scarlett Johansson afterwards.
Facts.
100%. If you're not being that honest with yourself, you need to be. Because you need to understand that men want to sleep with multiple partners. And when you get in a relationship, what you've done is you have given that up.
Yes.
So there better be a good reason. This woman better be a good spouse, and more specifically, they should be a good wife to you later.
Yeah.
Now, Anthony, women can just accidentally become great wives, right?
No. No.
People that were raised by single moms, they clearly know what being a good wife is, right?
No. No. You know what, though?
How do women become good wives? I mean, give them some advice.
Me talking to women is a real interesting story here. When I talk to women and I hear, when I ask this question about, hey, do you want to get married or you want to be a wife? And, they get that dog face when they get to turn their head sideways and not understand, like, what the question really was. And so, if I listen to them and say, hey, this is a perfect time for me to hear what you will do since you didn't have this situation for yourself in your lifestyle. So listening to if they want to be a wife or they want to get married, a lot of times the answer is marriage. But they understand when you give them the option of marriage and wife that there's an answer that's wrong here, right? And what is interesting, and I'm gonna finally get to my point. Sorry, is if they have not been able to see what a marriage is in their life. If I hear them say, you know what, my mom struggled raising me alone. I don't want that for myself. I want to do the opposite. I want to have a man in my life. I saw how hard it was for her. I saw how she had to sacrifice her dating to be with me. And even if she did date, she had to kind of put us in daycare or put us on family. And then we wonder, like, what's going on with mom? And then if you do put another man in your home that's raising another man's child, and that kid is kind of like a jerk, it's kind of hard for that guy to kind of want to be around to be with that kid. It's like, hey, you got your kid? Okay, I'll hit you up another time. And they don't want to really date you and your kid. They want to date you, but they just won't. And they'll deal with the kid as long as you passing out some of the WAP. So, you got that scenario, But if you're being honest with yourselves, lady, you're putting yourself and your kids in positions that
This position also might be called a pedestal. You're putting yourself and your kids on a pedestal, and assuming that the men you come in and date are also going to do that.
Well, I'm assuming that they're trying to like stop the single parent situation and trying to like replace the ex with the next, and sometimes they're trying to do it so much in the fact where they end up with the wrong selection. Like people, like my homeboy said this, man. He said, "Man, your selection button broke." You don't know how to select. Like if what the shit you try to select, it shit don't work out, and you keep selecting the wrong motherfucker. And it's one
And
of
then
those.
you act like a victim.
Well, that's what I'm about to say.
Of the situation you created.
Because you women have the 100%.
Never at fault card.
No. I would say men are responsible for the relationships. Women are responsible for the sex when it comes to the interaction between men and women, right? So when you had that baby, you was responsible. After the baby, the man is responsible because that's a relationship at that point. Even if you're not married, it's still a relationship at that point. Because there's a relationship with that kid and you two. So even if you guys figured out that it's not going to work out between you guys, it's still going to be a relationship between that kid and yourself. So even if you select it wrong, you running out here trying to replace that dude instead of trying to let that man be responsible and take care of his kid. Let's say he ain't shit, right? Child support out here. There's a system for him to be on that. If he just completely runs the fuck off, right? I'm not saying that shit don't exist. But if that man wants to be around his kid, let that fucking man be around his kid, man.
What would be I don't know, man. We're not going to sit here and solve.
We won't solve it.
We're not going to solve the single mother pandemic in one night.
No.
But we can, over the course of years of doing this podcast, we can put out some wisdom to women and men. Don't send us your emails that say we think men are not at fault. But ladies, there is a system set up that benefits you monetarily to leave and put yourself instead of your child first.
Yeah.
And I think you need to look in the mirror a little bit.
Well, he was good enough to lay down with and possibly transfer a sexual disease to you. Because how many of you guys actually got there and say, we're going to get tested before we have sex?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't put a lot of thought into that. And then when you pop up pregnant, I don't know. Do they put a lot of thought into keeping that baby? Or do they think about, it's going to be cute to have a baby and a baby bump and all my friends get just like, oh my goodness, and rub my stomach and have a baby shower. Like, I think that's how they think. They think about all these positive shit with none of the negatives. And if any negative shit happens, it must be somebody else's fault because apparently women aren't responsible for anything that fucking negative happens in their life.
Well, I also don't like the normalization of co-parenting. This is... don't fucking give yourself gold stars because you're co-parenting. I know it's become normal.
Should I give them
But this is
stars?
not ideal. This is not ideal. When a man... let's just be fucking honest, ladies. When you only see a person once or twice a year, and I'm trying to create a scale. You're used to seeing your kids how often, Anthony? Every fucking day. This is your offspring, right?
Yeah.
But when you see like a friend, let's use a different scale. not seeing your kid every day. How often do you see your friends? Once every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So to not see them very often would be like, I only see this friend once every couple of years. How vested are you into friendships where you only see them once every couple, maybe 3 years? You're not vested.
Not much at all.
How often do you and I see each other? 3 or 4 times a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
You and I are so close. Sometimes we'll be like, man, we just need to go down to Davenport. Let's get away from the podcast for a minute. You know what I mean? We'll call and deliberately not talk about podcast stuff because we don't want our friendship to become about the podcast, right? Mm-hmm. But when you take kids away from a man where he doesn't see them every day and sees them like fucking 1/8 of that time, ladies, how vested would a person be in children they can only see so often versus now he's got kids with a new fucking wife.
Mm.
He's got a new wife because you fucking let him get away.
Yep.
It wasn't me. He cheated on me. I know, ladies. I know. But you're putting yourself first and not your kids. And so did the husband. Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. He's on the hook too. Yeah. But you got to see your mom being celebrated as a single mom. And part of you kind of wants that celebration too, don't you? Mm. Instead of making a relationship work.
That's not healthy, though. It's not healthy to put yourself in precarious situations.
Wait a second.
And then say,
are you saying it's not healthy to celebrate single moms?
Yes.
I just want it to be said aloud.
Yeah.
It's not healthy. It's not healthy to celebrate wounded soldiers either.
No.
It happens, but we'd like to avoid it.
Facts.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But do we disgrace wounded soldiers?
No.
No, they should be honored in a way.
Yeah.
But we should set up systems to not have wounded soldiers. We should avoid wars. We should set up systems to avoid rolling Humvees over IEDs. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean...
So you think we should have a program once you get pregnant? Like of counseling? Before, like to say, hey, you're pregnant. You got to go through this. It's law. It's the law. You got to go through counseling to talk to somebody about what's the answer then? Like, cause I
know, and I like you nailing me down. I like this because we need to have some answers, right? But when everything, so that's on one side of the spectrum. On the other side of the spectrum, which is, in my opinion, where we are, religion, society, societal norms, it's just kind of whatever we want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Well,
we can't be there.
Yeah, how I feel when I woke up today.
Societal norms now are just, I don't follow the Bible except the parts that I like.
Right.
It's just kind of, Christianity is what I want it to be. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm one of the few in the population that have read the Bible cover to cover. So I know it very, very well. And I'm very open on this show. I'm not Christian. I'm atheist. But when you're a Christian, you kind of got to follow the doctrine, right?
Yeah.
There have to be some doctrines in society. There have to be some things like I have, like a personal constitution. When I go get a puppy, well, shit, this is a really important time. Can't take this lightly. This is a 12 to 14 year commitment. We have to have those moments. And by the way, because we have young people listening to this show. Listen, I was stupid when I was young too. We're not trying to beat you up here, okay? But what we are saying is we need to create some societal norms where we have leaders, we have people with wisdom passing it on. That's what we're trying to do with this podcast, right? We have to have people we can reach out to and say, hey, is it a good idea to be a single mom? And they have to look at you and go, no, it's fucking stupid. If you can avoid it at all costs. Well, I don't like that. That doesn't sound very nice. Damn this fucking Wesley. I'm sick of him saying this shit. Let me go back to my corner over here where reality's where we're at, whatever I want it to be.
the happy ever after lifestyle of the fantasies I've been told by my
single
friends.
mom's the hardest job out there, and I'm doing it. Yeah, dude. See, that's what this whole segment is about. Reality's hard, guys. It's hard, but don't worry. The more you deal with reality, the stronger you get. Don't worry. That when you first play football for the first time, Anthony, tell our audience, scary shit.
Yeah.
Getting hit by people going full speed. Oh,
right.
My fucking God.
There's a different way trust me. When you get hit hard, that's when you be like, I see why they want us to lift weights. I see why.
Right.
I see why you should run full speed and not play this halfway speed shit. Like, there's a lot of lessons you learn when reality hits you that this is warfare out here on this field. Nobody's your friend out here.
You played one of the hardest positions in football, which is halfback, in the state of Texas. Now, the first time you went out and played halfback, can I say that this is kind of the song that was going on in your mind? Was it just this warm feeling? No, motherfuckers were hitting you up.
Wait.
They were knocking you out of your shoes.
Listen. I was in middle school and I was fast. I was always a fast player, but I was fast because I didn't want to get hit. The fear of getting hit.
You were out there, run, motherfucker, run!
The fear of getting hit was me. So when I was able to play defense, I was able to return the favor, and when I started playing defense, it made me a better running back because now I was like, okay, I know angles. I know the angles to avoid. I know how to avoid certain type of, because everybody on the field is not the same size, not the same speed, not the same talent, so you get to assess a lot going on. This is why I love women who have played sports, because when you're on a competitive field of other people, and it takes you to do your best in your position to help another teammate accomplish something. That's why I'm attracted to women that have done sports, because when they apply that teamwork, like varsity level teamwork, not just intramural sports, not PE, but actual team that you had to deal with a whole season with. And guess what? Sometimes you're in a bad season where you don't win. You're on a losing streak. Or you haven't even won a game. And you're sick and you're halfway through the season, ain't won one game.
Would this be more appropriate music? Oh. Yeah. It's like when you're talking right now, that's what I hear. Is this drum beat. You're on a losing team. You're just like, oh, shit. I mean, when I hear this drum beat, that's what I think of you running through holes in the offensive line. Where it's scary.
It's scary as fuck, yeah. Because it's big bodies, and I was a short kid, so all these other guys taller than me coming after me full speed, angry,
that are twice as large as you,
yeah,
that could just blow you off the ground out of your shoes.
And it's happened. I've dislocated my shoulder. In the middle of a game, I've gotten hit by big men that should have been in the NFL based on how I was looking at them. I was like, these guys are monsters. These are huge guys. I remember we were playing this school, Sterling, and they knew that I was playing varsity, and they was like, we need you. You're fast. All our running backs been getting hurt all year. We're gonna pull you up from the freshman team. Put you on the varsity team. They put me in all these goddamn shoulder pads, Look, I was playing running back. They gave me quarterback real pads. You know what I'm saying? And
Bruh.
because they knew how small I was and how big these other players were. I still got hurt in that game because I was just small. Fast, but small. And
I mean, it just like when you're a little dude like that running through the line, oh my, and always all these big bodies moving around.
and they don't just
scary, dude.
and they don't just get to take. They don't like take turns to hit you. Oh, you didn't get them down. I'm gonna try to get them. No, they're all doing it at the same time, and your body gets turned and twisted and hit. And I'm here to tell you, them shoulder pads and thigh pads and shit. That shit don't keep you from feeling the hits.
You know what?
Let me tell you.
You know what I want though. You know what I want though. I want a movie about like what you're just describing. It's like super scary. Your shoulder getting separated. Like even you weren't good enough to do this. You know what would be like a great movie? A woman running back. Oh man. Let's do that. A woman running back.
Wait, playing against women?
No, against men. What a good story. Not reality. Motherfuckers. Poor Anthony's running around for his life out there. Let's just make a fucking Disney movie about a woman running back. Because you know what? Women can do not only what men could do, they could do it better. I remember that. You almost lost your shit when I did that in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Anthony, I've got like the perfect thing. Like in this Disney movie, not only is she doing way better than you did at running back, we're going to play some clever songs in the background. Like, I'm just a girl. I never... Whoa, am I making myself clear? Anthony.
No.
I wish you guys could see Anthony's face. Poor Anthony's running for his life out there as what? Like, what, a fucking 14-year-old?
Yeah.
Running for his life. He's got 17-year-old dudes running after him, trying to tackle him.
The thing is, man, when you're in, we talked about this before. Like women aren't alone in this patriarch society, because there's a hierarchy, right? There's a level to each one, and you kind of get to find yourself.
Wait a second, Anthony. Hold on
where
a second.
you fit in, right?
Dude, King Henry VIII, the one that like
The crazy motherfucker.
executed all his wives.
Yeah.
He created the Protestant church just to get a fucking divorce.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me that once a week he didn't call all the men into the kingdom to have an all-man meeting? All right. All right, cool. How we going to hold these bitches down?
No.
Everybody, who's got some new ideas? Man number 3. Oh, really? Okay, cool. Man number 3033. Throw ideas at me, fellas. Yeah. This patriarchy that you bitches complain about, we've been dealing with this a lot longer than y'all have. Okay? We didn't just get to become king because we had the same fucking parts
What
that the king had.
If you
Motherfuckers.
if you try to, like you said, number 3033, if you try to like guilt the guy that's on top to
bro, oh my god.
Can you imagine how all the other
you just
guys
made me realize that women have it way better than men do in this fucking patriarchy.
Listen,
if we tried to go to King Henry VIII and be like, oh, really? Is that how you treat all men? You just treat us like we ain't shit? Oh, so wait a second. So only men are good for like making swords and armor for your army? That's all men are good for? Oh my fucking god. That's what you're doing? Like that's all men are good for, huh?
but
We can't guilt and shame the fucking dude at the top. Women can. We can't do that shit.
nope.
Fuck out of here. God damn it, Anthony. That was a light bulb moment for me. That was a crazy. I'm like, men don't even have fucking as good of weapons in this patriarchy as fucking women do.
Well, that's why I was talking about earlier how when women get hired into that level, those men are not worried about you overtaking them at all. Mm-hmm. At all. But when another man is hired into that position, they're like, okay, this motherfucker is on his shit. It's iron sharpens iron. Right?
Right.
And so I'm not saying women aren't capable. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it is a comfortable hire when men hire women, because the reason you guys get shut out in certain spaces is because they don't expect you to deal with what they really deal with when it comes to the stress levels and the hard decisions to make. I've been in I'm gonna tell you this. I was in a situation. I wasn't a manager. The manager is telling me what he has to go through to make a decision on firing somebody. And he liked this person. He wanted to keep this person knowing so bad that he came to me to say, "Hey, if I
were these gentlemen named Cal McNair and Jack Easterby?"
No.
Oh, okay. No,
I
I'm
wish.
sorry. I thought the same story. My bad.
He said, "I want to fire this person. I need to fire this person, but I don't want to. Budget wise, I don't want to."
Gotcha.
Budget wise, he has to, but he doesn't want to. He was asking me to sacrifice my position, or if I was willing to sacrifice my position so that he can keep this person on. That was a woman. And I asked him,
sorry to our audience. I'm trying to stay away from the microphone while laughing.
Why are you
I'm sorry,
laughing?
man. You sniped me on that one.
Why are you laughing? This was my real life, man. Shit. So,
bro, this is a real life.
This is real life, man.
Oh my god!
At the company we both work for.
Hey, bro, do me a quick favor. I want to fire this one bitch. Would you do me a favor? Would you step in front of that bullet for this dumb bitch?
That's what he was. And this was on a Friday, bro. Before the weekend shit.
We've done studies. It's better to fire people on a Friday.
So he says this. Go work for the other guy up front until I can figure out how to work the budget out, and then I'll bring you back on. Willing to sacrifice me for someone else, instead of asking the person that he was willing to fire to take a fucking bullet and go up front. Instead, he put it on me. This is what you don't have to deal with, ladies. You're not asked to take bullets or be sacrificed for someone else. This is what I'm saying in the background that you don't have to deal with. I'm not saying you never had to be put in a situation where you had to make hard decisions. I'm not saying that for the people that's out here screaming that they have to do that. I'm just saying.
Is that what you're saying? Only men have to make strong decisions? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying
only men. No. That's what I'm hearing. What you're saying, Anthony. You're saying only men have to make tough decisions. That's what I'm hearing.
And this is when I tell the woman, stop fucking trying to overtalk me with information and listen to my conversation before it's over. This, man, you know what? When you do that, it always infuriates the fire in my stomach when women do that, because it's like they always want to overtalk you while you're making your point.
It's worked for them, right? It's worked for them. This is what most men subside to, right?
Yeah,
this has worked for them.
But and to finish that story off, it opened my eyes, man, to, because you know what I end up telling them in that moment? I was like, look, man, how can we save more money? I could pitch in, or the whole office can pitch in and clean the office up, and we don't have to pay outside people to come in. How much of that budget will we cut out? You know, do we need to change? And I was like, do we need to change copier paper people to do something?
Let's work this shit out.
Yes, figure it out. Well, if we can save everybody, is there a way to do it versus sacrificing somebody? Because now I'm in the middle of this shit, and you just told me that you value me, but then at the same time, you're willing to sacrifice me and put me on hold somewhere else to prevent somebody else from getting fired. But it seems like you already made up in your mind that that's who you wanted to fire in the first place.
I mean, you didn't just like lay down on this sword for this woman? Okay. And that's what's wrong with the workplace.
And that's
I bet you were getting paid double.
No.
What she was.
Nah.
Why do you say that?
You work for
women are always underpaid.
Nah. Nah, you work for this company. You know how you pay.
By the way, women have been in the workforce since, what do we say, 1931? At a high level, 1931. Would you rationalize that they haven't mastered negotiating their salary versus men that have been doing this for hundreds of fucking years?
Well,
does that sound rational?
Think
God damn it! Why don't women sound rational?
Well, if you think about the jobs that they were taking versus the jobs men were taking, Can
I defend women for a minute on this? Disagreeable versus agreeable women. People will deal with disagreeable men all day long. Now, case in point, we've been talking about Marvel movies. If you really want to take a step back, Tony Stark is terribly disagreeable. Everything's always kind of equipped coming out of his mouth. He's always got to be the smartest fucking guy in the room. A little bit of a dick. Not really an asshole or a dick, but he knows he's the smartest guy in every room, right? He's the smartest guy on the whole fucking planet. But when women act like that, we don't like it. Because we don't like feminine energy coming across that way. Is that women's fault? Not at all. Not at all. And to be able to, be really hardcore in business and negotiate your salary, you got to be a little disagreeable. And disagreeable women, not only men don't like it, women don't like disagreeable women either. The planet Earth does not like disagreeable women. We just don't. And that's not fair to women. Can we just say that aloud? That's not fair to women.
Well, it's not fair in the workplace. I think.
Yes, you're right. I mean, there is in nature. There really is no fair and unfair.
No,
right? I mean there just is reality.
We're surviving.
That's what this segment is about. Reality's hard. Yeah. Reality's really hard.
Well, you're surviving. Think about the realm you're in when you're out here in the workplace. This is shit cutthroat, right?
Yes,
this shit is cutthroat. So
it's like nature, like the barn swallow versus the mosquito. It's not fair. The barn swallow is just this fighter pilot of the sky, and but it's got to eat mosquitoes to survive. But it's not fair, dude. Like, what the fuck? Life ain't fair, man. Life ain't fair. And it's not fair to women that disagreeable women, they're just fucking cunts that nobody wants to be around, man. Do you know a fucking male that watches The View? No, dude. Because it's just like, I don't want to watch these fucking cunts. But women will watch it as long as they're rooting for their cunt. And they're only rooting for their cunt because it's versus this other cunt on the panel, right? That's what it is. But the world doesn't like disagreeable women, and that puts them really against the wall when it comes to negotiating their salary.
Yeah. That's
a huge problem. Oh, here comes this fucking bitch. That's the first word we think in our mind. Oh, fucking bitch. Now, what's great for women now is they can communicate through email, text message, electronically. It's gotten way better. But how long's that been around? Not very long. I remember in my life when I never had a computer. Not having a computer in the household now is fucking asinine. Like, you don't have a computer. Well, what about that computer in your pocket? Your phone. Right. Everybody now has a computer. So now women can just kind of be, I don't have to communicate face to face. I can be hardcore negotiator, but it's all digital. That hasn't existed that long, man. That's a huge tool for ladies. But ladies, complaining about not getting paid a lot. God damn it, ladies.
Well, the statistics don't support that anyway. So
they don't, because men do far more dangerous jobs.
Yeah. When you look at the jobs that you choose to do versus what men jobs choose to do, and the reason the men jobs get paid more because not a lot of people want to do those jobs.
You have half the population that don't want to do it. And we're talking like construction, air conditioning, which you and I worked in for a lot of years.
Underwater welding.
Engineering, offshore oil platforms.
Being away from your family for months.
And when you have children, women can't do that.
No.
No, sir. That's not even healthy for the household. And it's a disadvantage. But here's the thing, ladies.
How many ladies picking up trash?
Not a lot. How many ladies are doing like physical fucking shit? And I'm not talking about like waiting tables. I'm talking about like you said, picking up trash and shit like that. How many jobs are becoming more automated? There's no trash guys in Houston that I know of. They pull up next to your trash can. The claw grabs it. It's become a robot job. There's just a guy that drives the truck.
Some neighborhoods I still see them because it got so many houses.
Yeah,
that mechanical arm breaks. Trash can't not get picked up.
But ladies, there's not a lot of trash ladies. Well, not all women. I know this one trash lady. Shut up, guys. Stop. How many women work as UPS truck drivers? I'm just saying, guys. Yeah. There's a lot of manual labor jobs. And ladies, don't worry. I don't mind you not doing manual labor because you're not as strong as men are. No problem. That'd be a fucking tough go for you guys. But don't get mad when you get paid less. Don't get mad when, let's put on top of it, you don't know how to negotiate pay because ain't nobody teaching you. Just like nobody teaching you how to be a good wife.
Let me ask you a question. I was at work and the water cooler bottles. It's like 5 gallons.
I knew you were going to do this. I knew you were going to do this.
So, the water ran out. I was like, damn, ain't no water in here. She was like, yeah, some.
Sorry, we had a tech issue. Anthony, water cooler needed to be changed out.
Yeah.
What happened?
She said, I said, hey, it looks like there's no water in here. And I'm new at this company, so I was like, do we just don't have any more water? She was like, well, those jugs are heavy, so I can't pick it up. They're like out in the warehouse. I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, either I'm going to be thirsty, and she knew that this thing was out, so instead of whatever reason she could have gotten, like, so Wesley, there are dollies in this building, right? You can put a water cooler on the dolly and bring it up and at least bring it in. You know what I'm saying? Even if you can't physically pick this up, you can at least put it on the dolly.
Let's do this work together. No problem, right?
But
meet me halfway.
But but I was like, you know what? I'll do it. Whatever, right? I grab the bottle. I mean, I can physically grab it and bring it in with one hand. You know, it is what it is. Change the bottle out. She was like, oh my gosh, thank you. I'm like, okay, cool, welcome. I go sit back down and I'm like, how long would she have waited for that thing to be changed out because she couldn't probably physically do it?
Not all women. because the women in my workplace, what they do is what the argument is, right?
I don't care about that bullshit argument. I'm just wondering how. Well, Anthony, obviously, she couldn't pick it up, so of course you should go pick it up and help her out because you're the man, right? Obviously, you say you could do it without a problem, but if she's complaining about her salary of something that she partakes in that same building, right? And we do totally different jobs. So what she gets paid, what I get paid shouldn't even matter across the board as far as that's concerned. But there are things that women can't do in the workplace that men are expected to do. And if you don't do, you kind of look down upon if you don't do it, if you don't do your part. If I'm a guy and I'm looking at the next guy, like, why you didn't pick that up? Or, well, that thing's heavy, man. Another guy's going to look at you like, are you fucking kidding me? Even if it's too heavy for you as a guy, let's say you got an injury and you can't do it physically. Hey, man, I brought this water cooler in, man. I can't lift it over my head. Can you help me pick this water cooler? Oh, man, I got it, bro. Don't worry about it. I know you injured. Or I know you got a back problem, whatever the issue is. Yeah, I'll put this back up on here. But what women like to do is like to shame and guilt you into doing it versus even having that conversation and playing it out. Well, you're the man.
There is no shame
you're the
for
man.
a woman not doing that, is there?
No.
There's no shame.
Nobody's purposely shaming them the way they would purposely shame a guy. No.
And this is what we talk about where women hit from the fucking women's tee boxes. The shit that's just like normal for us to do, if you do it, gold stars everywhere. You're new to this. Going to the workplace, you're new to this. And you just think, let's just stomp in here and take this whole thing over. You're new here. You've only been doing this since 1931. Let's just take it over. Anything missing on your list, Anthony, of how we started this show?
Man, it's a lot.
Oh, we're missing a few bullet points?
Sex can wait.
Sex, well, we talked about that.
Okay.
We should be able to wait 90 days.
I said, whatever happened to flowers, candies, and gifts on date one?
That's my reaction to that. Really, bitch. That was back when bitches weren't dating 7 dudes at one time. That was back when bitches didn't have 27 motherfuckers in their DM box.
Exactly.
No, ladies. You don't get that both ways. No, ladies. Sorry. Your gifts and your fucking chocolates and your flowers and fuck out of here. That was from a different time.
Yep.
A long time ago where motherfuckers would call and talk to you on the phone and girls would tell their girlfriends, yeah, me and Wesley are talking.
Right.
Which means I'm not talking to anybody else.
Right. And everybody knows. Everyone knows that y'all are seeing each other.
We're talking.
No, they call it going steady.
No. You remember the whole, like, we're talking. Women would take themselves off the marketplace because they didn't want to ruin this. And they would say, they would tell their girlfriends, hey, what's up with you and Wesley? Well, they'd pause, take a little pride. Well, we're talking. That means that whenever I got done doing the shit I was doing, I would call her house, and these bitches would like wait for you to call. They would stop talking to all other guys. That's when this technology existed, like show up with gifts. No, man.
Well,
no, dude. Not when you're talking to fucking 50 fucking guys in your DM box and dating 6 or 7 guys. No, bitch.
And
you
not
don't
when
get fucking no.
And not when I see you parading around on Instagram, showing off your ass and your titties, your new makeup, your new hairstyle. Just advertise. This is all advertising. And you want me to come up to you with the most. I got to do the most for you. Meanwhile, what we call him? Big
Dick Rodney.
Big Dick Rodney is beating them guts up. And you want me to be like, oh man, Anthony is he likes really nice restaurants, and I'm just gonna, milk that. But he gotta wait, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't no hoe.
Because she ain't no hoe. Reality is hard, isn't it?
Man, that shit hard as fuck.
Reality is offensive. Ladies,
it can be.
If you don't like the patriarchy, guess what?
Welcome.
We don't either.
Hey, you preaching to the choir, man. There's only a few at the top, right? Only a few at the top. So
and then when they have kids, they stay at the top.
Yep. Thank you guys for listening to the Red Pill Phone Tap. This has been one of the old school sessions.
Yes, it has.
We almost took it to 3 hours on y'all ass.
Yeah, but you know what? If we're feeling the content, we're going to keep it going for you guys. Thank you for staying in the first half hour of where you probably thought this was a bizarro reality you were experiencing. Hit us up on social media. Facebook, The Red Pill Phone Tap. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or you would like to get in our Discord or in our live streams, hit us up at redpillphonetap@gmail.com. In the meantime, we appreciate you guys making us part of your day. We appreciate you here at
The Red Pill Phone Tap.